There's one stock that is about to reach all-time highs. The stock is Palantir, PLTR. Palantir has been an absolute juggernaut. Did have a little bit of a slip up on Q2 earnings, sort of digested, went sideways for a little bit, but now it looks to be approaching all-time highs again. This is how to get in before it hits all-time highs and what price levels to look at, as well as recent news. If you like this video, hit that like button, help the YouTube algo find it. Here we go.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
Okay, so here's Palantir. Billion 5-year partnership with the UK. This is like the Department of Defense for British people. The UK. I guess that includes whatever it includes. Ireland, Scotland. I'm sorry. That's not super important that we exactly tie down what that is. But $1 billion is a ton. And Peter Thiel is obviously already really close to the US government and Trump. There are concerns that it's at all-time highs, of course, and it's a question of, with the whole Golden Dome project, is a company like Lockheed Martin going to take a piece of that, which certainly has been on a tear recently, but if we zoom out, they're just barely sort of rebounding since last October. So this is the Nvidia of defense stocks, Palantir. And yes, it would have been great to get in 2 years ago, 18 months ago, to get 1,000%. But now you're sort of in the same bucket as an Nvidia investor, asking yourself, hey, a stock just digested for 2 months, all of August, all of September, just breaking out. Here's Palantir, basically not so much digested. Obviously, it's been going up, but honestly, it's been pretty choppy, so it hasn't been super easy to get into. There were spots like after earnings where you can sort of get positioned, but maybe that works for you, maybe that doesn't. And since then, it's been not super simple. You know, I just mean it's not like an opportunity like here where you can risk a level, get in, and then you just sort of have a stress-free move up. It's been kind of up and down. But the good part about right now is you are getting up to a level where you can risk it, risk a few bucks when the stock gets up here and then make $10, $20, $30. Of course, you could even zoom in right now and do that here, which is why we're talking about it here. You could risk 178. Risk a couple dollars and make 20, 30. I'm not totally randomly picking levels. I mean, I am, but this was important. You can see this little compressed day here. Anytime there's a compressed day, it means there's a lot of agreement between buyers and sellers as to what the price should be. So when the price moves away from that day, it really picks the direction. And here it really picked the downwards direction. Here it looks like it's going to pick the upwards direction. So we already got a little hint of it the last couple days. So that's the technicals. We don't really have to harp on that because it's at all-time highs and there isn't a lot of bag holders at all, and there definitely aren't any bag holders overhanging except for just from a month ago who bought on this earnings candle and then got absolutely owned. See, I actually bought on the earnings candle as well. I kind of got chopped out, but coincidentally, it didn't go anywhere anyway. So let's talk a little bit about Palantir now, what people are saying. Commercial sales to exceed $10 billion and government sales to exceed $8 billion by 2030, 5 years from now. That's pretty massive. It's not Nvidia size massive. This is not a $4 trillion company. This isn't even an AMD size company, a $250 million company. But it's getting there, actually. I mean, what is Palantir market cap? Certainly is not totally agreed upon what this company should be valued at because it's so new. It's kind of like a Tesla bucket of company. So actually the market cap is higher than AMD. It's slightly lower than OpenAI's private valuation. So this is a juggernaut. And there are little sort of sympathy laggard companies that are moving off of it. And BBAI had a partnership with Palantir. And so you can kind of look at BBAI as a proxy for hype in defense stocks generally and hype on Palantir. And, you know, maybe this is sort of euphoric and hey, you're like, I don't want to look at a $2 stock. Why are we looking at this? It's like, well, actually, if we just look here, this kind of looks similar, right? It went down a little in mid-August and then started to move back up. Went down a little mid-August, started to move back up. Of course, this is both, you know, had earnings that day, basically August 13th and a little bit earlier than that, but this is August 13th. So BBAI's sales being bad, I don't know if that exactly caused fear in Palantir shareholders, given that BBAI has Palantir as a partner. So if Palantir isn't paying BBAI, maybe Palantir isn't doing so well. But all this to say, you can sort of look at these two stocks to get an idea of what might happen next. And right now, it looks like Palantir might break out. Is BBAI a good buy right now? Not really. I mean, it just gets bought up so quickly. It's so whipsawy. It really needs to build some type of flag to get an opportunity to get in. And it's not really doing any type of higher lows or anything like that. So we're looking at the mothership. That's Palantir. The volume's a little lumpy here, but we do have a clean level, and I've sort of talked about this level as well with this little compressed day. So that's all super duper technical. This is what we need to keep an eye on. As far as BBAI, that company could disappear and it probably wouldn't matter at all to Palantir, if we're being completely honest. Like, yes, I did go over that little sort of pair trading connection, but this company is so small that it's not a big factor. Now, couple pieces of recent news. This 10 billion 10-year contract was in August. That's great. I don't think we're going to get another one of those anytime soon, but also not sure that that's necessarily required in order to get a big move. So let's take a look. I mean, the big moves have really been on earnings. I've certainly given up some moves on earnings as well, but this one was the massive one. So it's kind of great to use a large volume day because then you can buy, and if the price goes down there, you can just hold, and if it gets below there, you sell, but if it doesn't, you just hold. Of course, I didn't hold here. I sold about 3 to 5 days up, but it was up 40%. So, 30, 40%, blame me, maybe you don't. But here's the deal. This could happen again, right? This earnings was sort of stress-free. The earnings reaction was actually bad initially. This is on the 5th, which is this day, actually. So I remember this day. It was pretty messy. This candle going up and then just coming down quickly. But there will be opportunities like here. Earnings has been the time to look for these clean moves in late October, which will be, actually early November. November 3rd will be the next earnings. So all that to say, you don't want to be holding this into earnings. You don't want to buy right before earnings. So we're kind of at a good point where you have about a month's time to, if you do get positioned in this, you can, as long as you don't get stopped out, which you do get stopped out about, 50% of the time or more. The whole point is you can get stopped out like I did here, and the times you do get it, you more than make up for those stop outs. You get a 10-20% move or more. And if you're a real ride or dyer, or whatever you want to call it, you get in, you sell 50% of your position, and then you just let the rest ride. Maybe you sell it when you see a fall like this and it comes back to one of these lines, but maybe you just hold it for over a year and get those capital gains. So that's the spot right now. This video has been deep on the technicals of Palantir, largely because these moves have been so earnings driven. And I don't know that we're going to see another $10 billion 10-year contract like we're talking about here. Of course, if they do get one and the stock moves on it, then we'll definitely pay attention. But I can say this S&P inclusion news was actually sell the news that was in here. So people were all excited that it was going to get included, and then the stock actually sort of cratered. So we're not Palantir experts on this channel, but we do try to look at stocks when they're ready to go, and this one's ready to go. So if you like that type of stock idea sharing, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try out for $25 for 7 days. Do try to mention the most probable stock to go on a given day. If you're looking for, news bots to tell you every time a piece of news comes out, or 10 different stocks in a single day to trade, this is not the place for you. This is for people who want to beat the market, and also, maybe you have a job, or maybe you have something else that keeps you busy, but you're looking for things you can get in with minimal risk and maybe make 10% in a few days, not 100% in a few days. That's not this place. All right. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that now, and I will see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.